I've already gone over the base game in my last guide, and I promise to go over Twisted's next, and whether you're watching to learn how to best get research, or you just want to know the details to stay safe or distract, I got you! So, let's get started. Twisteds have two variants, regular and mains. Regulars have some different rarities, so we'll start going from least to most rare. As can be seen, Boxton, Poppy, and Cosmo all have the same stats, and none of the commons really seem to have any special gimmicks. Shrimpo of course has slower run speed, but they both have higher attention spans and detection range. I'm not quite sure what the base detection range is, but it's still a good thing to keep in mind. Tisha tends to idle longer when stopping, sweeping the floor with her duster? Broom? I don't know, honestly. I'm just gonna call it a broom. And Yada! Yada's just... she's fast. She's the fastest common. That's it. Brightney. Oh boy, Brightney. I totally love running into Brightney when it's on. I totally love running into Brightney. Okay, so she rerolls the chance of a blackout occurring if she's on the floor. Because you know when it like flickers then goes out after an extended amount of time instead of going out right at the start of the floor?
Awesome.
That's me.
Oh.
Okay.
There goes Brightney. Yeah, you could thank Brightney for that. She's the one that causes that. Her speed is just average. She has a higher attention span and a higher detection range as well. Finn is very annoying, especially on Blackwood's in my opinion, because you can barely see him, but he applies slowness 3 to you for 5 seconds if you finish a machine. Which, despite him being slow, that's the point, so he can catch you with this, and I absolutely hate it. Everyone hates it.
Do you already have Basti research, or...?
I have the research, I just need the- Hey! No! 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 Oh my god. While he is, again, incredibly slow, his attention span and his detection range are both average. R&D is one of the few Twisteds that I label as free floor, because they don't move, you just have to be careful if they're there. But it's really easy, just don't sprint in the circle. You see these wires? Don't sprint while you're within this circle. A lot of people know this already, but I know there are new players who are like, oh, what's this? And they don't realize it, and then they get hit, or if someone's on a machine in there, the other person gets hit. Roger, another Twisted that I deem to be part of a free floor. The only problem is he's a fake capsule, and if you don't know what that looks like, you might get hurt. Then again, if you're a fast toon, you might be able to get away. But if you pick up the fake capsule, he will apply slowness 3 and confuse 3, which will cause, you know, both slowness and just confusion makes you not extract as fast, which will be important for one of the mains later. Again, he is stationary and his attack range is rather slow, so you should be able to get out as long as you sprint away the second you get there, which by the way, in order to get any stationary Twisted's research, you have to make them aggro. So for Razzle and Dazzle, for instance, it's best to stand at the edge of the circle or go inside of the circle just barely and then sprint out immediately, because the attack starts from the middle of the circle and they'll come out and try to get you. Roger is a little more rough though because you have to find a spot to cut line of sight, or if you have a goob or a scraps on your team, they can activate it, you can just run in and out. But again, you have to be really careful doing this. Tegan is a bit faster than most Twisteds. Her attention span's above average, being like 0.25 seconds faster, I think, and she has average detection range. If she attacks you, she will steal either a 4th or an 8th of your tapes, and I think it depends on how many you have, but I'm not quite sure how much, but do keep in mind, her hitting you equals you're losing your tapes. Toodles is... oh, Toodles, one of the banes of my existence. She's fast. Her attention span's horrible, you can lose her easily, but if you're in a spot, a corner, anywhere you can escape and cut line of sight, you're screwed. You're gonna get hit. Popping it. Come on. Who spotted me? Toodles! Connie is another Twisted I would deem fitting of a free floor, just because she does not chase you, does not follow you, whatever. But you have to be careful around machines because sometimes she'll possess them, and if you get on a machine while she's possessing it, she'll take a heart from you. The way to watch out for this is to look for a blue flashing light, and the valve should like wiggle a bit. And starting with Blot, once again, something else I can put in the category of free floor, except he's a little more dangerous. So he can spawn Ichor hands around the map, which you can actually see if someone's keeping an eye on him. He'll stick his hand into the little puddle he's sitting in, and of course they just deal 1 heart damage. When his hands go away, he'll like fall asleep for like 10 seconds and then the hands will move to a different spot. Again, the best way to get your research, and I made a short on this, is just run towards the hand and back really quick, and you gotta be really cautious with it. You just gotta get the hand to swat at you once, and then your research is gathered. Flutter isn't too much of a problem, just a little annoying, because they don't stop when roaming around the map, because you know how Twisted will usually just stop somewhere and then start moving again? Nope, they just constantly move. It's a bit annoying. And her roaming speed is the same as her chasing speed, so that's not the worst, I guess. I'd rather have Flutter on a floor than Toodles, that's for sure. Ah yes, Gigi, one of the most universally hated Twisteds. She has a little Ichor hand sticking out of her capsule head, and she'll steal items you have every 10 seconds. Her speed is above average, her attention span is above average, and her detection range is just average, so yeah. Twisted Glisten! Again, another one I would deem part of a free floor. I actually feel really bad for Glisten, but someone has to basically babysit him. He has a meter above his head, and if he's left unattended for too long, he will just basically crash out and start attacking people. But also, he will start attacking people once the last machine is finished. You're going to want to give the person babysitting Glisten a warning so they can get back to the elevator safely. And also you want to make sure that Glisten is not right next to the elevator when you pop the last machine, because that can result in disaster. He is very fast. It's, especially with panic mode activated. Fine.
Okay.
Oh my god. Observe how he catches the fuck up. Oh my god. The Craft siblings. I'm not even going to do these two separately. Goob will pull Toons towards him. Scraps will basically use her tail like a whip or something and just, ugh. Either way, they're very annoying. Goob has a cooldown of 10 seconds, while Scraps has a cooldown of 12 seconds. These are very hard to deal with, and if you're spotted, the best thing to do, if possible, is cut line of sight, because it'll cancel their attack. As for distractors, taking either one of these, especially Goob, can be quite disastrous if they mess up. Either way, Craft siblings are horrible, especially if it's Blackout. Luckily, they're a little bit more slow. However, both of their attention spans are a little high, Goob's being higher, but their detection range is still average. Oh boy, mains. This is really hit or miss because some of these singularly are not a problem, but when combined with others, it can be absolutely horrible. So first off, we have Astro. His chasing speed is above average, his attention span is very high, and his detection range is above average. Not very fun. If you fail a skill check, he'll come and drain 50% of the progress that was made on the machine that the skill check was failed on. When he chases Toons who are distracting, or just anyone who happens to be spotted, they will be given a Tier 3 debuff. It reduces your stamina regeneration by 75% now that I double check my facts. Fun! Especially if you're dealing with the next Twisted, who is Pebble. This is the fastest Twisted in the game. That is the only... that is the main thing that makes Pebble terrifying, is he is incredibly fast. 25, that is the highest speed we have in the game as of right now, and during panic mode, you can only imagine how bad that is. The attention span is above average, is 3 seconds, and his detection range is absolutely insane. I swear you can get spotted from across the map. I actually hate it so much. Shelly. Remember how during Roger I mentioned the confusion? Yeah, Shelly being on a floor makes the entire floor go by just a bit slower. To specify, she affects everyone with Confused 1, which reduces extraction speed by 25%. She's a little faster than Astro, her speed being at 20. Her attention span is average, just the same as most of the commons, although her detection range is below average, so use that to your advantage, but still be cautious. Sprout isn't really too much of a problem as long as you have like other common Twisteds, even if they're uncommon or whatnot. Just as long as you don't have any really fast ones, you'll be fine, because their speed is below average, actually. So you're usually fine looping Sprout. The only thing you have to worry about is the tendrils that spawn underneath you when he spots you. Each tendril lasts for 15 seconds, with a cooldown of 10, and a maximum of 2 can be on the floor at a time per Sprout. Yeah, the attention span's a bit above average, and the range is average. Twisted V. Well, seemingly not a problem. If you get spotted, she will apply slowness 2, which slows you down by 25%. Incredibly annoying, especially if you're not already a fast Toon. Her chasing speed is average, same as most of the commons. Her attention span's above average, and her range is above average. Everything's fine. Hop! Oh, I can't see. There's a tendril! Okay. That was good. Okay. Fine. And now, the big guy himself, Dandy, Dandish Dancifer. I probably said that wrong, I don't care. He is lethal. He will not deal just 1 heart of damage. No, if he hits you, you're dead. Like, he just total deals 3 hearts of damage. He's slower, so that makes it a lot easier, but his hitbox is absolutely ginormous, so when distracting him, you have to be a little careful about that. Because if you turn a corner wrong, he could kind of clip and catch up. His attention span is the highest out of any of the Twisted I've seen, being 5.5 seconds, and his detection range is still average, thankfully, because if Ro's detection range was the same as Pebble, I would cry. Also, he is immediately alerted by failed skill checks, things like an air horn or a bark, and completed machines. And when you finish the last machine, he won't run towards that machine. He'll run straight for the elevator, unless he's being distracted already. And now for the holiday tunes, which I was not here for the Christmas event as much, so I can't speak from personal experience as much. Because Rudy was the only one I completed research on during that event. So starting off with commons, Rudy and Eggson. They have the exact same stats as Boxton, Poppy, and Cosmo. Nothing special, except Rudy gives off a noticeably bright red glow. Same as Brightney. Okay, so I was wrong. Dandy does not have the highest attention span in the game, because again, I forgot, it is Ginger. She has an attention span of 10 seconds. But she's also the slowest in the game, having a speed of 14. This is ridiculously slow. It is so easy to escape her range-wise, but losing her attention span's annoying, and her detection range is above average. Cole is a very interesting situation, because I don't remember dealing with her. But during regular floors, she has a chasing speed of 15, and during blackouts, she is the same speed as Pebble, which I hate that. And her attention span is 5 seconds, and her detection range is above average. Oh, and her detection range is also changed during a blackout. I forgot to read that. Coco is just a pretty fast Toon, that's it. Her attention span's really low, so it's easy to lose her. But yeah, her main gimmick is fast. Bobette. So I was kind of horrified discovering that she would charge towards you if you picked up an item somewhere close enough to her. She would run at a 23 speed, just being 2 below Pebble and Twisted Cole on blackout floors. Her attention span is a bit above average, being 3 seconds, and her detection range is above average, but luckily her attack cooldown is higher than other Twisteds. It is 5 seconds. Bassie. Bassie was honestly an inconvenience at most. Because of the flowers she would generate on the floor to slow people down, it was just annoying. Her attention span is above average, and so is her detection range. Okay, so now that we've gone over all of this, I'm just going to put them in a tier list, which I have found on tiermaker.com. Woohoo. If you would like to make your own tier list of your opinions on the Twisteds, I will link this in the description for you. Okay, so I would say this is probably my final tier list. Maybe I would have moved a couple things around, but like, as the further it goes, the more it gets to, oh, this has a little kick territory, I would say. Which is why Shrimpo's on the end here, because he's easy. Like, these are all free floors, and I would have put all the commons there, but like, I think if I put all of them up here, it would have gotten too crowded, so I'm just gonna put them there, I guess. And at the top of no, go away! Of course, we're gonna put P-Ball here, because no thank you. Anyways, that is all for my Twisteds guide. I hope this was helpful, gave a little insight maybe. Honestly, I just kind of took from the wiki because it was the easiest thing to do, but also I'll link that in the description below if you want to take a look at it. Very helpful if you want to look into the specifics of the game. Also, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the month, and if we do so, I will be holding a raffle and 2 people will be getting 500 Robux via Please Donate. With that being said, have a great day, have a great night, have a good time zone. Bye!